Hi, this is Cuberized, and welcome to my All the Mods 11 Let's Play. Well, last episode, all this was gone, and it's still gone. It's just stored down below. I would like to update my area here and include some storage. I'm going to go with sophisticated storage to start, and then I probably will branch out into something else later. But for now, sophisticated works. So sophisticated is what brings you the backpacks and the barrels and the chests with all of these upgrades. Um, because barrels can be stacked from floor to ceiling, because they open in the front, I tend to like barrels better than chests. That being said, I have some chests, so I'm using them as temporary storage. Uh, but to get this going, you need a storage controller. And to make a storage controller, you need some stone, some planks, a barrel of some kind or a chest of some kind, and then a redstone comparator. The redstone comparator is actually just redstone torches, and nether quartz. So if you've been to the nether, this is not a problem. And by this point, you probably have found redstone. So when you can either put... Oh, wait. Where are my... Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Excuse me one second. Trying to make another charged creeper. And if it's raining, now's a good time. In fact, let me... I went around and grabbed a couple. And I do have creative flight now because of the upgrade, and if you didn't see how I did that, please check out the previous episode. Okay, and of course the thunder has stopped. Thunder and lightning is no more, so I'll probably have to go pick them up in a minute. Back to this. So when you're doing this, if you have an existing bunch of barrels and you want to make a storage system out of them, all you have to do is put the storage controller next to where the barrels are. A lot of people have barrels. I've left gaps in here on purpose. But if you have barrels and they're touching, and you can just plop the controller down and it will automatically know that everything attached is going to now be part of this controller system. If something is not touching, or if you don't necessarily want your controller, you want your controller to be able to handle, like, these aren't touching, and as I'm clearing these out, I'm breaking them, which is why there's holes everywhere. And you want these included, but they're not touching. They're not all part of one giant block of storage. You're going to need to craft something that looks like the storage tool. And it says links, locks, hides, etc., etc. So this is what we want to craft. We need an ender pearl, iron ingots, a couple of sticks, and a redstone torch. I don't believe I have a redstone torch anymore. I'm just taking a quick peek. No. But I have sticks, and I have redstone, and an ender pearl. And what was the other thing? Iron. And the other thing is, oops, that's aluminum. The big stack. You do not have to have displays on this, so this one here, I'm not using a display. If you want to use a display, you can go down to where it says item display settings. It looks like a sword. And if you click on it, you can actually select a block, and I selected the first one. You can select any ones you want, and it will display whatever that item is. If you resort this in some way, shape, or form, this could potentially change. So just be aware of that. Like right now I'm displaying carrots. This one, I just selected the first 4 items in the column, realizing they probably would be different, so it would be different items and I'd have some idea of what's in there. This I don't have anything on. You don't have to have displays on. You can display one thing, you can display 2 things and they would be above each other. You can do 3, or you can do 4, or you can do none. I find it handy if I'm going to be trying to keep things sorted to show what's in the barrel. If you're using sophisticated storage, you don't need to do that. You can just have it place in the first barrel. But if you're going to be doing anything such as stack upgrades, compacting, filtering, that kind of stuff, you may, if you're going to be using things to pull out of and push into the system, you may want to have some control of what's in each barrel. Which is why, for the time being, I'm staying with keeping things kind of separate for the time being. So let's go ahead and craft up that gizmo. I need a redstone torch first. So if I come up here and so I right click on the controller. Now if I go down here, I can see everything outlined, which is in a weird shape, I know, but everything outlined is linked to that controller. If you look at these other things, they are not. Otherwise they would be actually highlighted. So there's a couple of ways to do this, to get these things connected. One way is once you have things highlighted, and I will do this, I will come out here, you can just right click on a thing and you'll see a line. It kind of gets buried, but it's connecting this to my system. I can also connect this to my system. So now these have seeds in it, and it has a lot of seeds in it. So if and this has my essence in it. So now they're part of the system. I can also do the same thing for what's down in here. If I wanted to connect all of this stuff up, all I would have to do is, now I get to see everything that's connected. I can, let's say I just wanted these barrels at the bottom and I didn't want the chests, because the chests are temporary holding. I can click each barrel and I get those and not the chests. But let's say I want to be able to connect to this and everything else that I might want to add to this. There's 4 here, I don't want to click 4 times. Or if there's all of this, I may not want to click all these times to get all of this. Especially if you have a giant wall of items. What you can do is you can craft something else, which is what I'm going to do, which is this thing right here, a storage link. So a storage link is either a storage controller and an ender pearl, or this setup. And what this will let you do is allow you to connect to a separated large bank of storage, or any storage, without having to use the tool on each individual container. So I had outside, I had a wall full of just essence and seeds. Now I've removed that, but if I still had that, there it was, what, 3 high, and I don't know, maybe 8, there's probably 20 or so, 25 different containers out there, quite a bit. If I did not want to go through and select each individual one, you can use this link. And yeah, so so I need more torches, or just redstone. I could do it this way. Let's do it that way. That way I don't have to make torches first. Do I not have sticks? Torches? Blocks. I'm missing blocks. And yep, that should probably work. Get me one of those. Clear this. And planks. I don't have planks. Let me grab planks. Okay, so with this, let's say I had, I don't know how many different, 100 different containers here. Probably too many, but let's say I had that block of 25 that went along this wall. Then all I would need to do is connect it to one of these, and I can even do it on the side here. And then when I pull my tool back, I can click here, and it automatically will select everything that is attached to here. So there we go. That works. Now this is all set up in the same storage system. If I remove this with a pickaxe, then when I look, this has now been disconnected. So I would need to relink it again. Let me put it back up there. But it makes it so that you don't have to click every single time and you know that you've got it. I like using those because having to select each and every one of these is just, yeah, not a happy thing. And then if I go ahead and say I want to put down another thing, if I put it down here, then it's not connected because it's not touching. It has to be, you know, it can't be diagonal to a block of these things. But I can do this. And I lost it again. It went into my backpack. And it automatically connects. So if you have something like this and you want to start expanding it, then I can add barrels to this, and as long as they're touching, or chests, and as long as it's touching one of these on the side and not diagonal, so I can't put one here because it would be diagonal, but I can put it here or there or there or there or anywhere out here. I can keep expanding this. Yeah, just by adding in one of these. In fact, I think I've got another one in here. Let's grab another one of these. And that's connected. So it's very dynamic once you have connections set up. Now if I add one over here, because I individually selected these, it's not selected until I select it. And again, you have to crouch and right click to select it with the tool. And there we go. So now the more important thing is, if I'm upstairs, um, you know, how do I interact with this? Well, one thing you can do is something from integrated dynamics. And let's go take a look at that. So what we can do is get an item interface, which is a bunch of mineral. This is why we were doing the mineral earlier and had the mechanized squeezer and drying basin. So we need some kind of a chest and then some mineral, crystallized mineral. And I think the mineral is here. No. And this again is why it's nice, because I have to, you know, even with some kind of sorting in mind, I want this to work with a nice little display, with a crafting, you know, crafting ability and a way to search and that type of thing. So, and that's what we're going to do. And I have chests over here. So, item interface, and you get 4 when you craft this, which is fine. So what you do, oh, and I'm going to need, and I'll explain what's going on here. So there's different kinds of interfaces. Just an item interface is fine. And what we want is to craft a storage terminal. And a way to connect the storage terminal is a logic cable. So logic cable is this. It's not that bad. I think I may even have everything I need. No, I don't. I put stuff. No, I've got it. Okay. I've got it. So we're going to make some cable. And that should be enough. And then we're going to do our storage terminal. So a storage terminal takes some additional pieces, and it does take some mineral glass. And I think I have mineral, but I'm not sure about the glass part of it. Where is it? No, that's block of mineral. Okay, do I have mineral wood? No, and I don't have the, okay. So I'm going to have to set this up really quick. So this is the drying basin and this is the mechanical squeezer. I still have my power cell here. So this will work. Question is, how is this going to work? Energy cable. Let me see if I have another energy cable. Energy cable. Yes, I do. Perfect. Take it. Okay, let's see if this will work. So we want to squeeze, and then we want to put it in here. And we should have power. Yes, we do. And we have power. Power is this blue. It's a mineral blue thing. Let me go. I do have a mineral tree that I planted. They look like this, by the way. Ta-da! So you can ultimine this. This is considered a separate block from the rest of the wood because it's got this special symbol in it, and it means that it will drop something special here. It's you get and of course I already had some, but you get these crystallized mineral chunks versus just mineral berries. So if you chop down a tree and it doesn't come all the way down, chances are it's because there's a special mineral log in there that has that crystallized chunk. And sorry, I have not crafted the axe yet, which we also need to do. Okay, here we go. And we get all the stuff. Okay, so let's in fact, let's replant these only because we know we're going to need them at some point. There we go. Oh, and I planted a lot of birch, not because I'm a huge fan of birch, but because you have a higher chance of getting a natural bee's nest that automatically happens with the bees, or with growing birch. So, yeah, I'm trying to do that not only to get some wood, but to have a stash of bees. Okay, so these are going, and what I want to do is I want to put my mineral logs went in here. Okay, now how you make mineral blocks and mineral glass is similar, but to make mineral glass. Okay, so if I put a mineral log in here, it will get squeezed. This is the squeezer. It'll get squeezed and it will exude mineral, I don't know, juice, if you want to call it that. Mineral resin, aka mineral juice, into the drying basin, and it will create one of these block of crystallized mineral, which you can then take and break down into crystallized mineral chunks, okay, if you need to. If you put a piece of glass in here first, and then put the logs in, you're going to get some crystallized mineral, but you'll also get this liquid resin, and you can have it auto eject into here. And in fact, I can make some more mineral glass. I'll just do that. So it's creating the blocks of crystal, but it's also creating the mineral glass. If I have glass in here, it'll do this. And we're probably going to need a few of these, so I'm going to let that go. There we go. And we even get this. So we have all of this now. So let's go ahead and craft up what we need here. So to be able to do this, we need the glass. I got that. We need glowstone. I should have that. Yes, I have that. And this will allow us to interface with our storage system just like you would with other different types of storage systems that has an interface where you can see what's in the system and you can craft and everything else. So a display panel is this. These are light panels, and that is this. This is this. I'm getting there. Hold on. Okay, so I need paper, and I'm going to need a piston. So I've got a little bit of paper. I will go ahead and make more, and I need a piston. I have some pistons. And cane would be here, which I will make some additional paper. There. And I'll put this away before I forget. Okay, so we need, let's see here. We're going to need one of these and one of these. This is made with this. This is here, so I'm going to need, well, it doesn't matter. I get 24, that's a lot. So I should have enough to do what I need. Then this is this setup, and I get 4 of those. And then I need, these are just, this is the output, this is the input. This needs a sticky piston. And I think, um, oh, I was going to do special projects with them, so they're over here. Yeah. One sticky piston is just a piston, and ooh, that's what I thought it was. No? Yes? Oh, that way. Okay. Close. It has to be on top. So little picky, but that's okay. And so we get 4 of these. And now we need to make that. It needs one of these, which we just made. And these, which needs this, so you can see where this is going. So the light panels are, we have them here somewhere. I don't know if it's just this static light panel. Okay, so we've got our static light panel, and I think we need 2. And I'll throw that on the ground. And there's our display panel. And there's our storage terminal. Now, let me show you what we can do with this. So we want to go back up to wherever our storage controller is. And we want to put down this item interface, and then a logic cable, and then our storage terminal. And there it is. You can adjust the grid size here to something that's a tad bit more, user-friendly. And then that's the item storage. And if you want to show the crafting table, you click here. So item storage, crafting. Now, if this is too small, which I always think it's a bit too small, you can go a little bit bigger. There you go. To whatever is, comfortable to see. You can sort alphabetically, you can sort by ID, you can sort by item amount. So if you think you're looking for a unique item, there's only one of, you can use this. You can, do by highest with the arrow going down, by lowest with the arrow going up. If you click it again, it clears it. So yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. And now we have an interface. Yeah, so that's it. Now if you want to, so if I want to put, say, this stuff back in here, let's say I want to put the paper back in, I can just click it in, or I can pick it up and drop it in. But it would be really nice if I could just, have a way to interface with this so that I do not have to manually put stuff in. I mean, if I have a backpack full of stuff, which is not, but if it was, I'd like to be able to just dump the whole backpack. Speaking of which, let's go to sophisticated backpacks. And so I have the magnetic upgrade on my backpack. These orange ones are for the backpacks, and it even says sophisticated backpacks, where these brown ones are for storage. Or, yeah, tan, brown. I have this one, but there is an upgrade I'd like to get that's this one that's called Deposit. So I can deposit the entire contents of the backpack into storage with one click. And that makes it so much easier. because you come back from whatever you're doing and you just dump your backpack and now it's in your system. To make this, I need this. Chances are I don't have this. No, I'm missing this panel. So it's nice that it tells you, hey, you're missing something and this is what you're missing. So you can click on it and now you can create that and put it in. And if you hit the X here, everything that was in here goes back in to your storage. So it's like clearing the crafting grid. So now I can go ahead and I should be able to make this. And now I'm not getting the error message that says I don't have it. And I can create that. And so now on my, I can put this here, and if there's something I don't want it to put in, I can do that. If I want more choices, I'd have to go up another level. But here it is. So if I wanted to put all this stuff into, and I don't, let me grab that back. That too. I can just shift click, but there's, you know, if I shift click here, there we go. It deposited everything. It would be really nice if I could potentially pipe things in and out, and there is a way to do that. One of the downsides of having this right here is that this is really low. So I'll probably put another barrel and lift this whole thing up a notch, or even move it over here and lift it up a notch. I didn't think about that when I was placing the blocks down. You could just actually, if I wanted to, I could just add another cable, logic cable, and just move it up. Which, let's do that, so I don't have to crouch. There. Yeah, because I my settings kind of went away because I took the no, I don't want that. Hold on. I'm trying to do two things at once here. Okay. You can have it auto refill the grid from either this is your network, and of course this is your inventory, so you can go player, network, then player. So pull it out of here and then out of here. If you think you have it in your inventory, you can do it the other way around. So it will take from here, and if it doesn't have it, then it'll take from here. Yeah, so that's kind of nice if you're trying to repeat things, you know, repeat crafting things, like you want to make a bunch of barrels. You can have it fill the grid, and then every time you pull, you make one, you can keep having it refill until it's out. So yeah, so now we have it up a little higher. No, you know, because we ended up with extra cables. The other thing is that another nice thing about sophisticated is the it's not terminal. It's by the time I think of it, I will have found it. What? Oh, it's integrated. That's why I'm not finding it. There's this portable storage terminal. So with this, it's this same thing we just made with two things here, and you make a make a portable storage terminal, which allows you to access your storage if you happen to have a what is it? I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's like a world. Okay, wire. No, not wireless. Access. No. I'll find it. It's here. Ah, that's what it is. Omnidirectional connector. Yeah. Yep, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. So, so you need a cable. So good that we had more than one, and we need those monodirectional connectors, which we create, and then we need a logic director. It's a mouthful, but trust me, it's worth it. We only need one, so there's no point in doing the more sophisticated thing to get three. At least I only need one. So these are, again, logic cables, so we're going to need some more, and these, which we've already crafted, and we are short because we've used them up. So let's, ooh, we can't do that yet. We've got to go to the end. Well, we wanted to go to the end anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump all this stuff in here and make sure I have, yep, I'm going to need that and that, and I may need those. These, by the way, are drops you can get from Enderman, and you can use them to craft Ender Pearls. And I need blaze powder, and I'll take the blaze rods. Do this way. Can I get them? No, I don't want that. And I haven't created anything to craft anything yet. Oh, that's not bad. Okay. So we're going to go find the stronghold to go find the end so I can get that chorus. And I also need that so I can craft end seeds. So before I do that, since we are kind of running out of time, and I will set all this up so I can do this next time, let's go ahead and take care of something else. So I have picked up a couple of miniature hearts that are yellow. Now I have the red ones already, and with that, if you look here, yeah, my body didn't like the fact I took that off. I have 8 so far of the red ones, so I'm going to go ahead and make up more of these. Now the yellow ones, you can make a yellow heart canister by using a yellow heart, a red canister, and an enchanted golden apple. And that is made this way. Now, I happen to purchase one only, from the traveling merchant. It's also where I got some slime balls and some other things. Oh, I did get, I don't know where it is. I'll find it later. But I did buy some slime balls from him. So they're definitely worth checking out because you can sometimes get some really cool items that are not easy to come by, especially early on. Now that I can fly, it's a little easier to get around. So let's go to, let me grab an apple. And we'll make another one of these, and I'll go ahead and make some yellow heart canisters. So first thing is, let's craft the apple. So that's apple number 2. Then we have to do some heart canisters, and I'm going to do, so these, I need this. So I need bones and relic apples. And relic apples are emeralds and diamonds and apples. And I need those bones. Okay. Oh, it's in my crafting grid. I don't want to use all these up, but it would be nice to have a few of these handy. Because I cut down all my fruit trees. I don't. The one thing about apples are you can make apples with nature essence, which we have. So actually, it's not really a concern. So let's just finish off the stack. Okay, so with this here and here and these, those, there we go. Now in here, this maxes out at 10. So you can't put any more in. Each slot will hold 10. And these are the lowest tier, they're easiest to come by. So getting a yellow one, here what we want to do is this. And yeah, there we go. Because I have this. So let's go up and get our nature's essence. Now my nature's essence, all the essence I have is in that chest over there by the cactus. But I can still access it from here because I linked it in. So there's my nature's essence. So I literally can make obscene amounts of, actually I don't really want to make that much. Let's do that. So I made a stack, and I can now take that, and I have put that in there, put that in there, and I have my enchanted golden apples. So I can make, yeah. I won't need any more than 8 because again you can only do 10. So oh, I don't have any more hearts. No. Okay. So with this, I can open this up and put those in there. To make the next level up is the green hearts, and you need nether stars, hence why it's very helpful to have the book, and shulker shells, which you need to get from the end, and plus you need the miniature green hearts, which I don't have yet. And then to get the final one, it's a block of netherite, which, depending on what you're doing, actually the previous one can actually be harder. An amethyst shard and a blue miniature heart. So there we go. We are good. And I think, yeah, while we still have a little bit more time, let's go ahead and if you start seeing that you're, let me put this back on now. If you see that you are picking up some of these charm fragments, what you can do with charm fragments is with a little bit of leather and a little bit of string and 6 of the same kind of charm fragments, you can go ahead and make this charm where the pillagers don't see you. Now, this does have durability, so it will eventually wear out. If you have 5 charms of any kind and some leather, then you can make a charm belt. You can also make a charm, or not a charm, but a spawn egg with using the charms and just a regular egg. The charm belt can hold multiple mob charms, so instead of having just one, I mean, if you have 2 or more, you might as well make a belt so it takes up 1 space as opposed to 2. This actually is in the belt slot, and these can just hang out in your inventory and they should still work. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do that, which I believe is this here. So here's the charm. And if you have, if you make the belt, you can put it in your belt slot. You can't put these in here, so they don't, but you can have them in your inventory. So as long as it's here, you have the protection. So you can see if you have like 2 or 3, now you're really taking up inventory space. And that's where the belt comes into play. Let's see. Yes, and the other thing is some of these can be created. Let's go over here to... So these are the charm fragments currently in the game. So we just did the pillager one, but some of these are pretty rare to get. I mean, so zombie is a zombie, so that's, and aghast is aghast. So, but zombies, you can actually create the charm fragment. So you create 6 of these, and then you can create the actual charm. With this, though, it's actually helpful if you have like a mob grinding space where you're generating a lot of these drops. So let's see here. The ghast one can also be created. You're using up a lot of ghast tears to get one of these. So again, if you've got some way that you are have a kill area where you can get rid of them, that's helpful. Same thing with blaze, but some of these you cannot. Let's see. Let me try to find one. Phantom, I think. Yeah, Phantom is one that you can't craft. You can make the charm if you get the charm fragments, but to get the charm fragments, you have to kill phantoms. So it's worth it if you want that phantom invisibility, so they won't attack you. But you have to kill a lot of phantoms to get a lot of these drops. So just be aware that a lot of them are in this same vein where the drops will happen, but it's a rare drop from killing them. It's not something you can craft. So if you think crafting charms, you're thinking about the creepers, the skeletons, the zombies, blaze, gas. Yeah, the basically the core ones here that you can think of, and then I think maybe spider. Let me see if I can find. No, it's cave spider. Yeah, cave spider you can. Spider you probably can. Vex you can't. So be aware if you start seeing these drop that's what they're from. I think I have a couple extra up here. I've got Piglin Brute. I don't think one can actually no, Piglin Brute you have to get from actually killing Piglin Brutes. And this is Pillager, which I just crafted. And this you have to get from killing pillagers. Pillagers have been roaming around my area, so I've killed quite a few. I thought I had something else. Oh, here it is. Phantom. There's the other one you can't, another one you can't craft. So the mob drops that happen can be useful in crafting the charms. So keep that in mind. So we've now set up our storage system. One of the things that I've done with some of these are all diamond. So I went with the biggest reasonable thing I can make, and at this point it's diamond. And then with some of these, not all of them, but with some of them, I've put in diamond stack upgrades, and I've put in 2 so that this can really hold anything. And I have a filter in here that is an advanced filter that actually matches storage contents, which means only things that are in here will be able to be put back in here. So it forces some amount of organization into this barrel, which allows for the stack upgrades. What I'm trying to do is make sure that I can have pretty much unlimited space for ingots and nuggets and that doesn't belong in there actually. Uh, Ingots and nuggets and blocks, oh my. Uh, but don't venture into anything else. So this actually goes here. Same thing for this. I want to be able to hold all the ores I need in here and not worry about them going elsewhere. A lot of the other ones of these do not have any filters or any stack upgrades. So that's like this one. Doesn't have anything at the moment. So yeah, so it's going to be a process. I'll probably do that between episodes is actually craft up some of the filters and stack upgrades for these. With two diamond stack upgrades, one of these can hold 16,000. So if you think about nuggets and ingots and blocks for something like gold or iron, you can hold upwards of 16,000 in each of each type before you end up having to take up another space in this container. So it's quite a lot of stuff. And I think with that, oh, the other thing, since I'm here and I haven't, did I put it in? I have this, which is what I think I need. And I should be doing this upstairs through my crafting grid. That would be good. Is an elevator. Now that I have nothing here, of course. Elevators are very handy to get up and down without having to have stairs or ladders or ropes or anything. It's part of the elevator mod. We need white wool and the ender pearl. And I have that. And I'm going to make, at this point, 3. Or not. Do I have, what kind of wool do I have? Oh, I don't. Okay. Well, 1 doesn't do me much good. To make wool, so let's go with this. I should be able to do, I don't have sheep yet. I need to go get some sheep so I can make sheep essence. But I can make some with string, and then I can make another one of these. Can I get 2? 1, 2. I can. Okay, good. So what I've done is I put in a trapdoor here in place of what is going to be an elevator. And then I'm going to put my other elevator up here. Again, trapdoor to hold the space. And I'm going to put an elevator down here. Let's put it in the ground. So I will have the ability to go up and down, and I can get rid of the stairs. You just hop and you go up and you crouch and you go down. So, yep, and then I can get rid of this, which was temporary. And that, I think, is a good stopping point. So, more to look forward in terms of storage, and yeah, and getting ready to go to the end. Oh, one more thing. I am going to repurpose this up here or make new ones. I haven't decided yet, and I need to fix the roof where I took out that stuff. But this has been, was generating all of the the liquid drops that I needed, which is what this pink stuff is right here, is this purified water. If you do purified water and netherrack, you get purified netherrack. If you do purified water and deep slate, you get purified deep slate. With a netherite mesh on either one, I can get potentially aldomodium and vibranium. So I would like to run that through here to be able to do that. And I still have all these things in here I need to clean out, which I will do, but it would be nice to be able to do that, and then I can repurpose a lot of the netherrack that I have and a lot of the deep slate that I have, and essentially get rid of it and free up some space in my storage system, as well as generating lots of stuff, because this is another way to get lots of items to craft with. These little pieces here, if you put them together, you actually get gold ore. If I put together the quartz, I get nether quartz ore, and then of course rose quartz, and this one, crimson, here, crimson. So yeah, I can get that from all of this, and then with my pickaxe, which has fortune on it, I can go ahead and then utilize that. Or you can have, if you don't have a fortune pickaxe, you can use the hammers and break those. Actually, would that work? Would this work with... I know it works with raw. I don't know if it actually works with the ore block. So let me take that back. I don't know that that actually... No, I don't think that would work, because you actually have to get, you actually have to have... Yeah, so I take that back. You actually have to have something. So if you wanted to double... no, it does work. You can use it. Okay, no, the hammer does work. So you can use the hammer to at least double your output if you don't have fortune. Yeah, and then you can smelt this to get well, you probably want to use... Yeah, diamond is kind of weird. But yeah, check out the recipes first before using a hammer on it to make sure you actually have what you need to then make it from a dust to a whole item. Yeah. Oh, and when you eat the potato, you get the stick back. So you can reuse them for the next potato on a stick. Okay, well, that's I think that's where we're going to leave it. I'm going to try to get this set up for next time. I don't know that I have enough netherrack, though. Netherrack. Duh. Netherite. I knew. It's the nether thing. Yeah, I knew what I meant. The ingots, not the red stuff. Yeah, so if I have enough netherite, I will go ahead and make netherite mesh, and I can then pipe through purified netherrack and purified deep slate. I will work on that for next time, and work on some of my storage stuff. So, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe if you haven't yet done so to get alerted to new content as I make it available. For any questions or comments, please put them down below. I do read and reply to everything and would appreciate hearing from you. Take care, everybody. This is Cuberized signing off.